Good morning, guys. It is JT here, and here are my takeaways from today's UWM Sales Huddle. Let's get right to it, okay? As soon as Matt got up on stage, one of the first things he said was, over 500 different mortgage professionals from all over the country in attendance today at UWM Sales Huddle. Now, guys, what does that tell you? It tells me that whomever is in the business right now is fierce, wants to get better, is going to get better, and is willing to go to Michigan where it's freezing cold, go out of their way, wherever they're at, and go and get better. So if you haven't gone to Michigan just yet, look, let's talk and let's plan a trip where we all go together. I've already been there. It was such a great experience, learned so much, and it just makes you feel that much better about who we're working with and who our partners are. So let's talk about that. The next one, control your price. Look, guys, for those of us that are loan officers, for those of you that are real estate agents, for those of you that are any type of salesperson, you better than anybody else know that you love to control the controllable. You are a control freak by nature. So when you have a situation where you're able to control, in this case, your price, control it. Control the controllables. In this business, there isn't a whole lot you can control other than control your pricing, control your ability to communicate with everybody involved in the transaction, control the level of service you give to every single borrower, control the level of service you give to every single of your referral partners, your work ethic, your attitude, and again, your ability to communicate. Now, someone said to me the other day, hey, you know what? I don't like how I sound over the phone. I don't like how I communicate. Okay, well, guess what? I'm happy that you don't like how you sound over the phone. I'm happy you don't like how you are communicating right now. Pick up books and read. That will help you improve your ability to communicate. That'll help you elevate your ability to deliver a message. So pick up books, read. Now, not too long ago, I did a video on confidence versus cockiness. Everybody loves a confident person. Nobody likes an arrogant person. So there's a big difference between that, okay? Know that knowledge drives confidence and confidence drives success. But in order for you to be confident, you've got to have knowledge. In order for you to have knowledge, well, you've got to read the books, you've got to read the guidelines, and experience does help. Now, here's the question for you as a loan officer. Do you have the knowledge of the loan products that are available in today's market that will benefit the most to your clients? For example, the Home Ready. For example, the Home Possible. For example, FHA. For example, conventional. For example, conventional 97, 95% CLTV. What's the difference? Do you even go as far as doing a compare and contrast, right? Especially with FHA now that they just dropped their monthly PMI. So there was a time where conventional might have been better depending upon the borrower's FICO score. But I beg to differ now, especially with the pricing improvement FHA did on their monthly PMI. So the question to you is, do you have that knowledge? And if so, then drive that. Be confident. Remember, confidence drives success. Partner Academy, for those of you that haven't looked into Partner Academy, take a look at that. There's a ton of videos about the mortgage space. There's a ton of videos about how to put a loan together and what our partners over at UWM are offering us. So if you haven't done so, go over to UWM's website. Top right corner, I believe you'll see a big grayed out section where it says Partner Academy. Take a look at it. If you have nothing to do over the weekend, be sure you spend a good hour or two on Partner Academy reviewing those videos. UWM Live, right around the corner. I believe it's happening May 4th. If you haven't already gotten your hotel, if you haven't already gotten your flights, let's look into that. It would be ideal that we all go as a group. Otherwise, we can look at alternatives. Look forward to going with you guys. Going back to control the controllable. Understand that when you do a loan with us at UWM, we have the capacity to waive escrow. We have the capacity to have the borrower decide whether they want to impound their taxes and their insurance. What does that mean to you as a loan officer? Well, that means that you deliver a lower cash to close at the closing table. What does it mean to your borrowers? Well, that means that their cash to close is less. That also means that they will be managing their tax payments, they will be managing their insurance payments, and I believe that that's much better because, if we're doing a loan for someone that's buying a home, then that means they are, they saved money up, therefore they are also responsible enough to make that escrow payment or those tax payments or that insurance payment on an annual basis. So next time you're in front of a borrower, ask them, would you like to pay your taxes and your insurance separately on your own? Here are the pros, here are the cons. So keep that in mind, and remember, control the controllable. Submit and close. Guys, right now we are averaging anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks on our closing. It's basically submit, CD, sign docs, and close. Again, it's submit, CD, sign docs, and close. That's how fast we are going. That's how fast we are doing things right now. And that's for a combination of a couple of reasons. Recently, we created the system where now we're keeping track of every single movement that happens in the file. We've got someone managing that at all times. And guys, it is very hard for us to miss a contingency deadline. It is very hard for us to miss closing on time. It is very easy for us to close a good 2 weeks earlier. I'm telling you, that's been happening to us. That's been happening to me. That excites me because our partners see that, our clients see that, and when we share with our clients that we have the ability to close early, and is everyone else up to it, our borrowers get excited. Oftentimes, the problem ends up being is that the selling isn't ready yet, and in some cases, because they still have to stay in the property for an additional 10 to 15 days is what's been happening on our side. So that is very good news. Now, another thing that Matt brought up was, are you being script or are you being conversational? Now, here's the big difference, right? Now, do not get me wrong. Scripts are very good, right? I believe it gives you a skeleton or a foundation of what happens in a conversation. However, I certainly do not like speaking to robots. I certainly like when people are paying attention to me. I certainly like it when I know that that person on the other side is listening to me. And oftentimes, or at least I feel, that when that person is scripted, there's only one thing they have in mind, and that's their result in life, their end result in mind. My goals, my needs, my wants are not being taken into consideration. So my question to you, are you sounding like a robot? Are you being scripted? Or are you really having honest, truthful, authentic conversations with your clients to identify their needs and their wants, so that then you can go back and handcraft the ideal loan for your clients? So pay attention to that. And remember, the goal is to emit emotions. People remember how you make them feel. People will never remember what their closing costs were or how much lower your interest rate was than that other person, right? Even if you gave them a much lower interest rate and you treated them like crap, your client would not be appreciated of you. Trust me, even the rate-sensitive clients, they would not be appreciated of you. Always remember this, and people remember how you make them feel. Now guys, you ever dance in the rain? Oftentimes my kids, especially right now, especially my baby Aleda, right? Oftentimes she says that she wants to go out and she wants to dance in the rain. And actually at the beginning of the rainy season, she put on her boots and she went outside and she was just dancing literally on the rain. So this is what we've got to do right now. We've got to learn how to dance in the rain. Just because it's raining doesn't mean we stay home. Just because it's raining doesn't mean we chill. Just because it's raining doesn't mean we take it easy. No, we've got to learn to dance in the rain. Rain or shine, the show must go on. Rain or shine, people are still getting mortgages. Rain or shine, somebody's gotta service them. If it's not gonna be you, it's gonna be me. And remember, dancing in the rain isn't about getting wet. It's like dancing when no one is watching you. This, guys, is a career-defining moment, guys. Guys, you have no idea how many people are exiting the business. Personally know a couple of people that were here, then they left, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You've got to do what you got to do, right? This is a career-defining moment. This is the time where those that are working on themselves, that are working on their craft, that are interested and that are getting better, 24 months, 12 months down the line, will have made a name for themselves. Earlier I said control the controllable, right? And so you right now can't control what your clients or what your referral partners think of you. You can brand yourself as that loan officer that educates the consumer, that educates the referral partners. Build a brand. This is not a bad idea. Building a brand around education, knowledge, and experience. Two different things, guys, okay? Just because you've been in the business for 25, 30 years, okay, and you've only done one loan a month or one loan every quarter doesn't give you that experience as that, one loan officer that's been in the business for 16 years that's been averaging 150, 200 loans a year, okay? Experience is different than knowledge. Knowledge is different than experience. They both go hand in hand, but you've got to do the work. And especially in this business, right? Oftentimes you've been in the business for a long time, But the truth of the matter is that if you don't keep up with what's happening day to day in the mortgage space, if you don't continue to work on yourself, if you don't continue to read the guidelines, the fact is that all that experience means nothing, because the truth is that this business is constantly reinventing itself. The truth is that this business is constantly reinventing the guidelines, constantly changing the guidelines. So we've got to adapt. So remember, knowledge is very different than experience, and then experience is very different than knowledge, but they both go hand in hand. So guys, I hope that you found one or two things of value, and I hope that from these one or two things that you found of value, you can actually go out and execute in your business. Perhaps you've been making videos, but perhaps your videos haven't been so educational. Maybe now, because of this video, you're considering making those videos of education. So none of this means anything, guys, if you don't go out there and you execute. None of this means nothing if you didn't take any notes. None of this means nothing if you don't do something about that. So the goal behind this is that you take one or two things, you implement them in your day, implement them in your week, implement them in your month, and who knows, they might carry on to your personal life. So guys, I hope that you found this value, and if you did, please give this a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Guys, have a great day, and let's dominate, guys.